So, did I tell you about the audiobook I was reading?
Hold on. Can we rewind the page here? Do we read audiobooks?
Did I say read audiobooks?
Yeah, because I've heard some people say that. Be like, oh, I read a book. And then they'll be like,
Did I say that?
Well, just now you said,
okay.
Did I tell you about the audiobook I was reading? And so I just wanted to know, does listening to an audiobook count as reading?
I don't know.
Okay. I'm going to say no.
I don't know
in my world.
Like, I want to agree with you. You're getting the same information, but I feel like there's a huge difference with reading words and like listening.
Yeah.
So
Okay. Sorry. Audiobook.
Yeah.
Tell me more.
It's Molly Shannon's memoir.
Who is Molly Shannon? I'm so sorry. I don't know. There might be people that I know that you don't.
True.
Okay, who is she?
She was on Saturday Night Live, but she was really famous for Mary Catherine Gallagher and Superstar.
Okay, well, I know who that is. I just didn't know her name. Okay, I really like her. Superstar, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah. But it was really good because she did it.
Oh.
She voiced it. And so it was very like animated.
Oh my gosh.
And so
I would listen to something like that. Like to hear somebody's memoir, autobiography in their own voice. Yeah. I love that.
Yeah. But it was really good. I think, so I've heard her on Dax Shepard's podcast. Mm-hmm. And it's interesting, these comedians, how their life kind of starts in tragedy. And it's almost like they're so funny because it was once so dark.
Wow.
You know what I mean?
I could see how that's a common theme, like thinking of a few.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But when she was 4, her whole family, so her mom, her dad, her and her 2 sisters, one older, one younger, were leaving a family get-together, and they were driving their cousin home, and they were in a car accident, and her mom, her baby sister, and the cousin died.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awful.
I know.
Oh my gosh. Wow.
Yeah.
Well, she's really overcome so much then.
Yeah, but her dad, kind of played this dual role for her growing up. Plus, that was in the 70s or 80s. Okay. And so now we would know how to help a kid. Yeah. Through that. I mean, they were just sat in the hospital because their dad fell asleep at the wheel. And so he was, all bandaged up. Like legs and casts and all that stuff. And so they weren't letting the girls see their dad.
But then they weren't, where's my mom?
They weren't telling them about their mom. Like, so it was just crazy.
Yeah, handled a lot differently in today's world, I'm sure.
Yeah, but it was so interesting. The book started, out with that memory, and then it ended with, so her dad, more recently passed away, but he came out as either gay or bisexual. Wow. But just because when he was younger, and so, you know what I mean? You got married, you had kids, that just wasn't a thing. And even when he was in therapy as a younger married person, and then went home and told his wife, we had this breakthrough, the therapist maybe suggested that I was homosexual, and she was like, no, that's not a thing.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, so
different.
Yeah.
So she's seen a lot in her life.
Yeah. Yeah. But so it's really good. And then just to hear her all her SNL skits and who's based on who, and she talks about all her inspiration for all the different people.
Okay,
so
I might listen to that one then. It sounds good. I'll listen to it. I won't read it. Yeah. Well, we're gonna get into it here in just a second, but we kind of have a new theme for today's episode. Yes. Also based on a book.
Yes.
That you can read.
Yes.
Yeah. So we're gonna get into it, but it's all on this book, How She Did It. Mm-hmm. So. Shall we hear your story?
Let's get into it.
Okay. This is Run in Her Shoes podcast with Amber
and Robin,
where we talk about balancing life, work, and running.
As busy moms juggling life, we want to provide a community where we encourage taking time for your mental and physical health, on your running journey.
Join us weekly as we talk about our favorite races, gear, and goals as amateur runners, 1 mile at a time.
So, yes, so we each got a copy of this book.
Yeah.
And we decided to pick someone from it and kind of tell each other about the lady that we found.
Yeah.
So, I was flipping through and was just kind of like looking at the photos, really, and some of like the bigger highlights. And this one that I landed on, one of her sections of her story was titled like motherhood, and I went, oh perfect.
Yeah, because
right.
Yep.
Yeah,
we're in it.
Yeah. So Kara Goucher. So her kind of quick stats, her pro times. So I didn't go into like college or high school.
Okay, I did the same thing.
Yeah. So I said kind of her pro times. So she's a 2-time Olympian. She went to Beijing and London.
Nice.
She's a 2007 world champion, 10,000 meter silver medalist.
Wow.
And I meant to look up because I don't even really know like the perspective of meters based on like how many laps are on a track would that be?
Okay. Well,
because that's 400, right? One lap is 400. So however many that is in a 10,000 meter.
That would be a lot. I've done a 5K around a track before.
Yeah.
11, 12-ish, depending on what lane you're in. So, I mean, that's a lot to run around.
Yeah, but I was trying to do like, oh, that would be so many laps, to visualize it for like, her times. But
I'm a mom. My brain is tired. I can't do that math right now in my head.
And then she has podium finishes at Boston and New York City Marathon.
Awesome.
And then just some of her running times. So for her 1,500 meter, it's 4:05.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. 3,000 meter is 8:34. 5,000, 14:55. And then that 10,000, which I don't know how to put in perspective for anybody, is 30:55.
Dang, that's fast.
Yeah. Her half marathon is 1 hour, 6 minutes, 57 seconds. And marathon is 2 hours, 24 minutes, 52 seconds.
Impressive.
Yeah. And she currently lives in Boulder. So that was like another thing too. I was like, oh, motherhood. And then it was like, oh, Boulder, Colorado.
Yeah, well, honestly, when you told me who you picked, I went to go look at the picture and stuff, and I saw Boulder, and I thought, oh, I wonder if you picked it because she's a Colorado girl. But now I know the order of what stuck out for you.
Yeah. So one of the things I really liked from her page, because it seemed like everything was written from their perspective.
Yes.
And I really liked kind of this quote from it. She said, looking back, I would have celebrated my victories along the way or doing those more. I was always hungry for what was next and never really took a moment to pause and appreciate what I had accomplished. But I totally, if you're like a pro runner, I can't imagine like, it's like, that's done. What's the next thing?
Yeah. Like hard to live in the moment.
Yeah. Like us, we run a 5K and we're like, let's go eat our hearts out.
Yeah. At that burger place.
Yeah. So yeah, her motherhood spiel. So she became pregnant in early 2010. And so she took a season away from running. And then, then the following year, she returned to competition at the Arizona Half Marathon in 2011. And she finished as a runner-up behind Maddie Perez.
Okay.
If I'm saying her name right. And that was at the New York City Marathon. And she placed third with a time of 1 hour, 9 minutes, 3 seconds.
Nice.
Yeah. And I believe it was that race. I hope I'm like recalling this correctly. But she technically finished ahead of Perez, but because it was like a timed checkpoint thing, I think because she pulled ahead at the end, her checkpoint times were still So then, like, you know, so then it was, like, resulted in, like, a third or second place finish.
I see.
Yeah. But she was saying that when she did pull ahead, people were cheering her on in Perez's name because they thought she was, you know, like, still in first place. But something she says is that the system is not built for mom runners or people who are pregnant or postpartum.
Seriously.
And so she really advocates for speaking up and asking more from, like, your races and her sponsors. So she was sponsored by Nike for a long time. And so for her, it was a balance to give her life more meaning. Running was her escape and something that she could do for herself. And motherhood put her running in perspective.
That's interesting. Like, no matter what level you're at, whether someone like her where she's sponsored by Nike and finishing a half marathon in an hour.
Yeah.
Or, you know, us where we just get to go run every now and then and whatever. Like, they're still running for the same reasons.
Yeah. And so her advice for any runners was to be patient and kind to your body. If you treat yourself with love and kindness, you can be in the sport for a long time. Try not to rush your progress. A little each year adds up, and take what you can get. Fuel yourself well and be kind. Over years and years, you'll improve and be able to enjoy the whole journey.
I like that.
Yeah. And then you're going to have to help me with this.
Okay.
So in 2001, she was diagnosed with...
repetitive exercise dystonia. So dystonia is like involuntary muscle movements and like shaking, kind of like tremors.
Yeah.
Oh gosh.
Yeah. So it didn't go like a lot into that, like that.
Okay.
That's not the focus of the book.
Okay.
You know?
Yeah.
So I'm not sure. Is that something you can like you're born with, or something you can get?
You can develop it. I mean, some people are born with it, but other things it develops, and it's very hard to diagnose and very hard to treat.
Gotcha. Yeah. But so after she kind of retired and stepped back from running, in 2014, she joined the women running clothing company Ocelli.
I think you say it, and this is only because recently, I think it's like Wasel.
Okay.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
That's where my hat is from.
Oh.
Yeah, I love their hats.
Nice. And it's where are they located? Is it it's not a U.S. company.
I guess I don't know, but it's women based.
Yeah. I don't know either.
Okay.
Anyway.
My shipping is pretty fast from them, so I don't know.
And then she has also been like announcers at races. Cool. So she was at like the 2021 Tokyo Summer Olympics and then Olympics.
Nice.
Yeah. And then she and another fellow runner started a podcast, and it's called Nobody Asked Us.
Oh, that's with Des Linden.
Yes.
Oh, cool. That's a really good one.
Yeah. Yeah, I've only
I guess I didn't realize that was her.
Yeah.
Okay.
Isn't that fun? Oh, funny.
Yeah, connecting all the dots.
Yeah. And then, so they discuss a wide range of topics, but it kind of all comes back to running, and so it's really good. But then she released a book.
Okay.
I'm not sure when. I downloaded it after like reading this. So hopefully I can start it soon. But it's called The Longest Race: Inside the Secret World of Abuse, Doping, and Deception on Nike's elite running team.
Oh my gosh.
So Nike had this trainer, Alberto Salazar, and he was convicted for doping, sexual and emotional misconduct. And I think the doping was like on the athletes.
Oh my
Like
gosh.
He was always kind of pushing like what they could do and not have it be detected, or like all of this stuff. But in 2001, Nike ended the Oregon Project in 2001. But before that was his kind of brainchild with Nike. And it was kind of like this elite team of runners, and they were using like science and innovation and all these things to like really kind of push these athletes.
Interesting.
And all this stuff. And so after all of this came out, and she was kind of a star witness, so now he's in prison. And so they just shut the program down.
Gotcha.
They didn't try to like rebrand it or bring a new one. They just like
done with it.
Shut it down. Yeah.
Well, this book sounds really good.
I know.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Yeah, in Des Linden's book, Choosing to Run. I couldn't remember the first part. Choosing to Run. She talks about that a little bit as well, like just watching, kind of like these names of runners that you thought and like looked up to and admired, like fall into different doping and whatever. Like, how did they do that time? And I think it was around that same era.
Yeah.
Gosh.
Yeah.
Crazy.
I know. But so now she's a mother and they live in Boulder and she's doing really well.
Cool.
Yeah.
Oh. Well, thanks for sharing that one.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I picked Molly. I guess I should have practiced this last name. Molly Seidel. Seidel. Okay. She's a 4-time NCAA champion. A 2021 Olympic marathon bronze medalist. She lives in Flagstaff, Arizona.
Okay.
And one of the reasons I picked her is because she went to University of Notre Dame, and we're big Notre Dame fans here. Yeah. But her professional stats, like her PR for the 10K is 32:02.
Jesus.
Seriously. And half marathon is 1 hour, 8 minutes. And marathon is 2 hours, 24 minutes, 42 seconds. So also insanely fast. Her background, she started running with a church track team. She talked about growing up as an Irish Catholic and going to church and going to communion and all of this. And she realized that there was a track team associated with the church. And she found that to be way more fun than confirmation. And so she was like, well, I'm just going to join the running team instead of worrying about all this other stuff. So that's how she fell in love with running. But a lot of her story revolves around injuries and recovering from that. So one of her biggest injuries was a fracture of her hip and sacrum. So she broke her sacrum in 2016, right before the Olympic track trials. So super heartbreaking. And after that, though, she was back running in 8 weeks, but then broke her pelvis the next year. So she had back-to-back huge injuries, but it didn't fuse back together fully, I think, from that first injury. And so she had been running on it broken for a year and didn't realizing it. So she ended up having to have surgery in 2018. And then after surgery, she wasn't allowed to walk for 6 weeks and she couldn't run for 6 months. And then what she goes into talk about is that she had an eating disorder prior to this and that she was just realizing after all of these injuries, like what an eating disorder can do to your body and how it really takes away from your bone density. Yeah. And then like what it takes to build your bone density back. So she said it was really hard to get back into running after recovering for so long. Her first race back was the BAA 10, and that was a full year after she had raced before all of these injuries. But she ended up setting her 10K PR that year, and she was like, I was really surprised by that. Yeah. But then it also really validated that she could still run and perform after having so much time off. And then she goes to talk about, like, it's just okay to take that time off, and that after having to take a year off and then coming back and setting a PR, that it's like, okay now if I take a day or two off running, and it's okay to listen to my body, and like fueling my body is really what I need to take care of myself. So like hindsight, the injuries were devastating in the moment, but really she came back stronger from them. Yeah. And she says her proudest moment was making the Olympic team in 2021. So that's when she got the bronze medal in the Tokyo Olympics. And then also being able to go pro was some of her proudest like running moments. And she says, like the quote at the end to wrap everything up is, don't try and make it happen overnight, and don't be frustrated if it doesn't happen overnight. Which, I mean, we all kind of, I don't know. I'm competitive with myself. And so it's like a good reminder to just give yourself grace. And she said her favorite motivational quote is from Des Linden, who says, keep showing up. And that's the nice thing about running, is that you get into it, you get out of it what you put into it. And then she also really loves the community connection that running provides. She grew up in a really small town in Wisconsin. And so running has allowed her to get to meet so many cool people all across the world that she wouldn't have been able to have met just staying in Wisconsin. She says she feels like overall it's more about the connections than it is with running while you're doing all of this. And that it's just really cool how running brings so many people together. Yeah, I agree. So I like our badass women that we chose. Yeah.
So, which kind of flows in nicely to our badass race.
Okay.
That's next on our list.
Okay, tell me.
Not for this year.
Okay, nope. Because we're busy.
Yes. Yes. If we did this, we'd have a very busy June.
Okay.
We're already stocking it up.
Yeah.
This one actually is coming up.
Okay, you're good at that timeline thing.
But it is called the Wolf Creek Wrangle, and it's known as the toughest trail in the West.
Wait, are we sure that the toughest, west, which direction? Okay, are we sure the toughest trail wasn't our Thelma and Louise?
I know.
Are they sure?
Yeah, well, let's listen to that.
Okay, tell me.
So it says, if you're looking for a tried and true trail run adventure, look no further. The Wolf Creek Wrangle is infamous for its rough and wild single track bear sightings.
Oh my gosh.
And what they call the Jeff Way distances.
Okay.
And I don't know where this comes from, but it says the Jeff Way is the hard way. It's the cowboy way.
Okay.
So I don't know if he was a person. I'm not sure.
Okay.
But basically, they have their course. And if there's a rock slide, if there's a tree down, they don't go and clear it the night before or whatever. It's just you need to find a way over it or around it. Yeah.
Good luck.
Yeah.
I wonder, if they're purposefully, pushing down trees or, adding big old rocks.
They're it's not hard enough.
Yeah.
So it says the trails are not groomed and purposefully left wild for the wild runner.
Oh, my gosh.
Yes. So it says prepare for the unexpected and know that at the end of the race, you will have bragging rights for life. I feel like, though, this one is being very transparent. This is hard, as opposed to the Thelma Louise. It's girls trip, come on out.
Did you just dab?
Yes.
That was awesome. Girls trip.
With my green tea a badass.
You did. Yeah, okay. As you're telling me this, I'm picturing a very hard trail run.
Yeah.
I would mentally be able to prepare for this.
Yeah. But yeah, so besides the bragging rights at the end, you get a beer. And you'll nurse your wounds and pride with a cold beer or two, because you've earned it.
Okay. I mean, I don't drink beer, but maybe after this trail race, I'd be okay.
Yes. So it says this is a true trail run. Thank you
Noted.
for saying this up front.
Noted.
It says 100% of it is unpaved and a mixture of gravel and single track trail.
Okay. Good to know.
Yeah.
Thank you for your honesty.
And I love to I feel like the last couple that we've done, and even the one we're about to do, it's bring your dogs, bring your kids. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
This says leave your dogs and strollers at home.
Okay. So
do not even bring them.
They're very serious about this.
And so, they definitely mark the course.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
I'm going to be lost in the wilderness, running from a bear.
And it says search and rescue will be checking in runners at all aid stations.
What?
Yeah.
So they're accounting for you.
I guess so.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's like a mini Barkley here.
It is. And 100% of the proceeds benefit Habitat for Humanity.
Cool.
On the Eastern Bighorns.
Okay.
I don't know what that is.
Okay.
Okay. And so, and this is in, I didn't even say this, it's in Wyoming.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was originally thinking Colorado. Because what's the name of it?
Wolf Creek.
Because there's a Wolf Creek Pass around Durango here, so I thought it was a Colorado race.
This is in Wyoming. I already looked it up. It's like a 9-hour drive.
Oh, so it's northern Wyoming.
Yes.
Or middle to North Wyoming.
Yes. So we'll have to plan definitely like a trip.
Yeah. And my boys might be interested in going to that one. John loves Wyoming.
That's
my cowboy.
Yeah. I feel like we definitely Montana gets thrown around our house a lot.
Same. Yeah, like they get to watching Yellowstone and it's like...
Yeah, or randomly it's like, do you want to move to like 20 acres in Montana? And I'm like, this came out of nowhere.
Yeah, what?
Yeah.
Sounds great, but there's a reason why it's so cheap.
Yeah. But anyway, so that's on the horizon.
Okay, you pick really good ones.
Thank you. Facebook picks them for me, let's be honest.
Well, your Facebook algorithm is just on point.
Yes.
So good.
I know. Well, let's run right over to some fast facts.
Okay, here we go. I'm ready.
I hope you are, Amber, because what is the cutest animal you've ever seen in person?
Oh, in person?
Yeah.
This ups it. Let's think.
Besides your kids.
I know. I just love animals so much. They're all so cute. I got to hold a baby hedgehog.
Oh, I thought you were going to say an alligator from when we went to the alligator farm. Oh. And it was like, that's the cutest animal?
No,
okay, go ahead.
No, I don't find reptiles cute at all.
Yeah.
Snakes, reptiles, nothing about them is cute.
Nothing says cuddly.
No, cuddly. Yeah, I got to hold a baby hedgehog once. It was just curled up in this cute little ball.
It fit in one hand.
Yeah, it was little. Aww. And then they have these like interesting looking little feet and like, they have a cute little face.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Aww. I mean, that's like off the top of my head.
Yeah.
Most animals I think are adorable.
Right. Yeah. Nice.
What about you?
Well, so just recently went to the zoo.
Oh.
So I feel like I have a level up.
Because you went to the Denver Zoo.
Denver Zoo.
Okay.
But I just, at one point in particular, there were like the otters and they were all sleeping in this pile, kind of like intertwined. Like you couldn't tell where one started and one began.
Adorable.
And they were all sleeping and then like one would move and it was just like, I mean, there must have been all women in there because you would just hear like, like, you know, and then like one would stretch and then you would see a couple more and then they would all settle back in. It was like, oh my gosh.
Oh.
Adorable.
Okay, that is adorable. I do not disagree with you.
Yeah.
And I would love to see that.
I know. But also, what is your favorite holiday?
Oh, my favorite holiday. I'm gonna... Well, I mean, I also love all holidays.
Yeah.
But, like, currently, I'm most looking forward to, like, 4th of July. Oh. I really love it. It's such a long, fun day.
Yeah.
Like, usually, I guess it depends if you guys are here, because I know that's around Jack's birthday. But, like, when you guys are here, and, like, we really love to put on a good barbecue. Mm-hmm. We have fireworks in our front yard, like that we're setting off. Mm-hmm. So good food, good music, fun entertainment, and then we drive downtown. We talk about S Mountain quite a bit, but off of S Mountain, they shoot fireworks. Mm-hmm. And so ever since I started dating John years ago, long time ago, we would lay in the back of his truck bed and watch the fireworks, and like you're so close to them, it just feels like the fireworks are falling on top of you. Yeah. Like it's just so fun. So
and I don't know, I mean, it must be more of a local thing, but where everyone parks, you know, down there, because I feel like you wouldn't know where to find that road.
No, it's definitely locals that go down there. Yeah. And it's fun because you guys go and we get to play games, like throw the football around, light off more fireworks as we're waiting for the big show.
The big show.
The big show. I'm just like so anxious for summer to get here.
I know.
Yeah. What's yours?
Oh yeah, I forgot I had to answer.
Yeah, you do.
I also love holidays and all holidays. I think if I had to pick a favorite, I think it would be Christmas.
Yeah.
because I love decorating for Christmas, and I think it just feels cozy, you know? But I do like Halloween.
Oh, yeah. Duh. That's your favorite. You would leave skeletons up all year in your yard.
I know. But Jesse won't let me. But I think I like the coziness of Christmas.
Yeah.
And my decorations and stuff. And so, but I do like Halloween.
Okay.
Yeah.
My answer might be a little jaded right now just because I'm so freaking done with the snow and the cold. Yeah. Like, I like Christmas too, but I don't want to think about it right now.
That's fair.
I'm ready for summer.
Yeah. Besides social media, or if that's your answer, that's fine.
Oh, okay.
But which app on your phone do you think you use the most?
Oh, let's see. What do I use a lot? I use the weather app quite a bit, I would say. My camera, a lot. Yeah. And then, like, during the day, I usually have something open, like podcasts or Peacock or Netflix or something open to just have noise on. Mm-hmm. But I don't have games on my phone. And no. Nope. I just use my phone a lot, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know if I can narrow it down to one.
Yeah. I definitely want to, like, say, like, I'm hardly on my phone. But it's like, when I think about it, I'm like, no, I'm on it all the time.
Yeah, for everything.
Yeah.
Like, just to look up.
Use it for everything. Yeah.
It's my source of information.
Oh, yeah.
Right now, can I tell you what the most used app is, actually?
Yeah.
It's like the one associated with the school. Because I'm getting all these notifications.
Yeah.
And then there's like, end of the school year this. And then let us know if your child is eating cold lunch or hot lunch or if they're coming. And remember it's stuffy day. And remember it's this and this and this. And then, God bless them, people don't know how to respond privately when it's like, is your child eating cold or hot lunch for this picnic day or whatever? And then you end up getting like responses back through all hours of the night. Yeah. For reply alls. Yeah. So I'm like in my school app a whole bunch right now.
Yeah. I could not work at the school, so you guys are great.
They are.
But I don't like the app because you get the app notification, but then you get the email. Yeah. So it's like, hey, we did a fire drill today, but you get like an app pop up and then you get an email and it's like, yeah, I wish I could just do one or the other.
And sometimes I get a text message that I got an alert and then also an email that it's there too. It's like woof. Yeah. From the office. I get every single notification and what's going on at school.
Seriously. Yeah. I think besides school, if I'm not streaming something. Yeah. Because I've switched all my podcasts over to like my Spotify account.
Oh, okay.
And then that's where I had listened to my Molly Shannon memoir called Hello Molly. I don't think I said that before, but so that's where so I think I'm always on Spotify now.
Got it.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
Yeah. If you could have one useless superpower, what would it be?
I think it would be...
So, I'm going to interject really quickly because writing this one down, I was like, what would mine be or whatever? But I thought, like, as a mom, is there a useless one?
Oh, right. Oh, you know useless. What I mean? I guess I didn't even think about, like, useless.
Yeah, because I thought... It's a superpower. It's something heightened. Right. Even if it's quote unquote useless.
Right.
Aren't they all like good? Like
I know. Well, I do know when the boys were younger and I would like lay down with them at night and wait for them to fall asleep so I could get up. I had always wished I could levitate.
Oh, okay.
Just so that I could be like, they wouldn't hear my footsteps leaving or whatever. It would just be like like I could just levitate and move quietly out of the room. Yeah. And now sometimes I wish I could do that around my dogs. Like just to like leave and they don't know that I left.
Yeah. So they're not following you to the bathroom or following you like wherever. Yeah. Like
so I don't know if that's useless. That sounds pretty useful.
I know.
But I wish I could levitate.
Yeah. I feel like it's hard to pick a useless one. Because I think it'd be nice to have like an extra limb.
Oh, yeah.
but like it would get in, like sometimes it would get in the way
might.
and like clothes would be weird and like blah blah blah. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, so depending on like, you know, if it's an extra arm under an existing arm, like that might be okay. But if
you
like
just tuck it
coming
away
out middle of your chest or something, it just might be weird. But it's like, how useful would that be?
Yeah, it could be
nice. Yeah,
it might get in the way with running. I don't know, like how would you pump all three of your arms?
Yeah. And then I thought like maybe being able to like make the world quiet. You know what I mean? When you just need like 10 minutes. Just shush everyone.
Yeah. Okay, I like it.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. I don't think there's a useless superpower.
I know. But now my next question.
Okay.
Maybe the most important.
Oh gosh.
I'm not sure. Do you think that penguins have knees?
Nope.
No?
No.
Do you know that for a fact?
I just don't think they do.
Okay.
Why would they waddle? If they had knees, they would strut.
Okay,
Are you Googling?
I'm gonna Google it.
Okay.
I'm gonna do a quick
well,
Google
before
search.
you Google for the answer, what is your thought?
I think just for the sake of the Google, I'm going to say yes.
Okay.
That they just are idiot walkers.
Okay.
Just so we have like one or the other.
I love your surprise questions like this, where it's like, what's it gonna be? Do penguins have knees?
Okay, Let's see. Google gonna say? They do have knees.
I should have gone against my instinct. They're idiot walkers.
Yeah.
Where?
I don't know. It says, however, their knee joints are not as visible due to like their
body
anatomy.
habitus.
Yeah.
Huh. Okay.
That's funny.
Well, now we know they have knee joints.
Yes.
I just wonder how functional
they
are.
I like, let's see if they have, these are cartoons. Show me a real picture.
A lot of times Jeremiah will be like, Mom, can you look up a blah, blah, blah skeleton? And then we look up animal skeleton. He wants to see how it's put together. He's never asked to see a penguin skeleton.
Oh, look at this.
Okay, penguin
see,
skeleton.
It's like right there.
Oh, they do.
Yeah.
You guys, go look up a penguin skeleton. You'll be
Is that
surprised.
His little flipper?
Oh, is that their hands? Like their little doo-doo-doo?
Is it?
I don't know. Maybe. How interesting.
Oh, that looks like maybe it was a breastbone. That looks more like a flipper.
Wowza.
Yeah. After there's a great octopus documentary on Disney Plus.
Yeah.
It's just like a 3-part series, and I mean it's insane. I will never eat calamari again, and I felt bad for eating calamari in the past just because like they're so stupid smart.
Stupid smart. Yeah.
I mean, ridiculously smart.
They look majestic almost.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. But when we were watching this documentary, Jack had a lot of questions about octopus anatomy.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, they have all these arms and then just like a big bulbous.
Sure.
It's like, where's everything at? So, yeah, we had a lot of Google searches for octopus anatomy.
I just think, like, back in the day when there was not immediate knowledge possibilities.
Yeah.
Like, what did our grandparents do when they were like, Grandpa, does an octopus have a da-da-da? Or, do penguins have knees?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Well, we're going to have to make a trip to the encyclopedia, to the library, to go look up an encyclopedia.
Right,
we'll
people
find out
bought
next Tuesday.
encyclopedias.
Oh, that's true.
So that you would know all this information.
Quicker than possible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, I think about, like probably all the animals people saw when the circus came to town.
Right.
That's when you saw an elephant.
Otherwise,
and then it was just in your memories, in your brain. Otherwise, how would you know what an elephant looked like?
You're right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Really quick side tangent because this is funny.
Mm-hmm.
Jeremiah was talking with my parents and they were asking him, like, what's your favorite special at school?
Right.
You know? And he was like, well, PE. And they said, well, do you get PE every day? He said, no, we get rotations. So,
right.
like, PE's once a week. And then you have tech and art and library, all these things, right? And they're like, oh, tech, and asking about it. And he goes, yeah, I'm going to guess that when you went to school, you didn't have computers, so you didn't have tech.
Yeah.
Like, I'm just going to guess.
Yeah.
They're like, you would be correct.
Yeah, they got out their little, what are those things with the beads that you like move around and count it?
Their tech.
Yeah.
Not computers. So, yeah, he's very keen. But it's handy now to have computer access for such inquisitive children.
Totally.
Yeah. All right. Well, I have a listener story to wrap this one up.
Great.
She has 6 kids.
Oh.
So I'm sure she answers a lot of questions.
Yes.
So this is from Elizabeth, and she's from Jacksonville, Florida.
Okay.
And she's, like I said, a mom of 6. She's also a pediatrician doctor turned stay-at-home homeschooling mom.
Wow.
Yes. Wow. So I wonder why she runs.
Yeah, seriously.
But she started running after baby number 6, and running helped her to overcome so many battles. Within the first year of running, she ran her first 5K, 10K, 15K, half marathon, and marathon, while Boston qualifying in her first ever marathon. And she said, basically, us moms are unstoppable when we put our hearts into something. And I couldn't agree more. So she goes on to say that she was a high school soccer player, which, when I was going through these stories in the How She Did It book, so many of them were like, soccer. I was a soccer player. I was a soccer player. And now they run. But anyway, she said she decided against playing collegiate sports, because she was burned out. But she always kept active, whether that was running in the school gym or lifting weights. And then she met her husband in medical school, and 2 years later, they got married. And in her 3rd year of medical school, they had baby number 1, which that in and of itself, like, I only went to nursing school for 2 years, and I didn't have kids and wasn't pregnant during that. I couldn't imagine doing that in nursing school, let alone in medical school. So yeah. Amazing. Then she said they had baby number 2 during her residency training. And if you know anything about residency, you work 65 to 80 hours a week for 3 years. Then after residency, she was a full-time pediatrician working as a newborn hospitalist when baby number 3 happened. And then they moved to Oregon, and baby number 4 and 5 came while they worked part-time in 2 Portland children's hospitals. And then they finally moved to Virginia, where she decided to be a stay-at-home and homeschool to their children. And then baby number 6 came 18 months ago. So she's a busy mama. And she said throughout childbearing, nursing, pregnancy, and all of that, she walked and they hiked a lot as a family, but didn't really run at all. And then after baby number 6, she suffered a lot of postpartum depression and anxiety, and she knew she wanted a change. So she ended up buying a treadmill and started running a few months postpartum after baby number 6. And then she started running more in December 2023. And she says, I had no idea what I was doing. The iFit subscription introduced me to different trainers who taught me so much. And then she found heart rate training, which really changed her approach to running. Which, sidebar, maybe like one day we should do a little bit of a breakdown like on that. Because I keep seeing a lot about that.
Yeah. That when I listened to the episode I listened to of that podcast of No One Asked Us, one of them just got done with like Boston, and Kara was asking her about like her heart rate, and she was like, I don't know, like I don't really pay attention. And Kara was like, oh, like she does, and they just had like a little conversation about it, and it was really interesting.
Yeah, and sometimes I just wonder like how accurate is my watch, because it's like spuddy in there, and is it just counting me moving and not actually my heart rate? Like I don't think I'm there yet, but I've thought about like those heart rate monitors just to see.
Yeah. The girl who ran Boston, she really liked like an armband one.
Oh, okay.
But anyway, yeah. Interesting.
Okay, we'll put it on our list to talk about. But she said she Boston qualified in February 2024, so just a little bit ago, after completing the Donna Marathon in her hometown of Jacksonville, Florida. And she qualified by over 15 minutes, which is incredible. And she plans to run Boston next year.
Nice.
So she's come a long way in a short amount of time, and we'll be cheering you on and hoping you get lots of runs in when you have 6 kids.
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah. So if you have a running story that you guys want to share, we always love to read them. So you can find us on Instagram or email it to us at runinhershoes@runsister.com. So cool. Well, this was a fun episode hearing about a lot of badass women.
Yeah, seriously.
Cool. Well,
all right.
See you next week.
See you next week.
Okay. Thanks for listening to Run in Her Shoes. Run in Her Shoes podcast is produced and edited by Amber Linza and Robin Ogden. It's time to run, sister.